We live in a time where the flow of information is constant, with competing voices in crowded spaces, where old school thoughts meet new school ideas.
We are constantly having to recreate ourselves. To understand these identities, we need to decipher the culture. This is unconventional. This is Lounge Academics.
Face. And here she is. Look at the gorgeous Debbie L. London. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
This has been so long overdue.
I know.
We've been talking, like when I say talking, we've kind of known about each other and kind of been conversing via Instagram for a couple of years, hasn't it been?
It's been
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah, it's been a couple of years. And it's really great to be able to finally do this with you because I'm watching you diligently. I watch your stuff attentively. I think it's brilliant what you do. I've seen the brand transformation as well, from before to the coloring of the hair to the t-shirt. I love it. I love it. It's all good. And I'm sure we're going to get into all of that. But obviously for those that are listening in, we do this thing called 5 Minutes to Disrupt that we do each week, which is a part of our thing on Lounge Academics, where we like to shed a light on the Lounge Academics community, people who are a part of our community, who inspire us, who are connected to us. And it doesn't matter where you're geographically located. It doesn't matter if you're in Atlanta, in the States. We are still connecting with people all around the world, baby. So as part of 5 Minutes to Disrupt, this is just a nice opportunity to put that spotlight on members of our community so they can share a bit about themselves, what they do, and elaborate a little bit more. And then we have a conversation based on that work, really. And I know, Debbie, you do a lot. You do so much. You're brilliant. You do so much. You're an author. I mean, it's true though. You're an author. You're a YouTuber, and I've really been watching a lot of your stuff around love languages and parenting and family and having these important conversations with your children. And, it's just been brilliant. I've been totally blown away. And I know obviously you've written several books. I know you've got God and the Gram podcast as well, which is brilliant. It's just excellent. Your words of affirmation, your uplifting of people around the world who consumes your content. It's brilliant. So what we do as part of our whole 5 Minutes to Disrupt is we give an opportunity for our guests to effectively just, even though I've done a lot of it, but still it would be nice for you to talk about what you do and your work and being an author, etc. And then we just have a conversation around that. So without further ado, Debbie L. London, over to you, girl. Mm-hmm.
Gunk of this is who I am so that we can get to your true self. Many people have endured so many traumas in their lifetime, and now those traumas have become a shell of who they are. And because those traumas have become a shell of who you are, you don't know your true self. You don't know what you're even capable of. Well, somebody said they can't hear me.
Oh,
Are we
can
good?
now.
Can you
They
hear
can.
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
But most
Cool.
people, who have endured these traumas, they don't know how to get to their true selves. If you were always put down as a child, if you were always told that you're never going to be anything, if you were never heard anytime you expressed yourself, those things have developed from childhood into adulthood to not feeling like you were good enough in your workspace, not feeling like you were good enough to take a leap of faith into your passions. And I help break those things down, which I tell all my clients, these are the lies that we're breaking down so that we can get to the truth. It's extremely important. And the reason why I even took this on at 18 before I went to college, God told me, you are going to tell people your story about your family's issues and generational curses, and you're going to help people heal. And at the time, I was going to college to get my bachelor's in psychology. And I said, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to be a psychologist. And then after I graduated from got my undergrad degree, and I went and started working on my master's program, I said, this is not how I want to help people. I don't want to help people. And nothing is wrong with traditional therapy.
Yeah.
I just knew for the work that I'm doing, I needed more flexibility. I needed to be able to do things in the manner that I wanted to. And here we are. Finally, I broke down in the year of 2017, started writing my first book, Residue, and the rest is history. And I stopped running. And I'm seeing now how many people need this guidance with generational healing because we refuse to talk about it. Everybody has been silenced. Like, oh no, you don't talk about what goes on in the family. You don't ever say what's going on in the family. We got to family business is family business. But by saying family business is family business, we're keeping traumas swept under the rug. We're keeping these very dark secrets, from being exposed for fear of being the rat in the family, when really they do need to be exposed so that things can be corrected, so that people can be held accountable, and that the victims of certain abuses in the family can properly heal. And that's what I'm here for.
I hear that.
Bringing that validation.
Did you actually, so did you finish your therapy? Did you study and complete that, or did you stop?
I got my master's degree in public administration. And I got my master's degree in psychology.
Oh, okay.
I was going through the licensed professional counseling program for my master's, and I said, there's no way I'm going to be able to help people with is that how you feel?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, so that made you feel sad. That is not how it goes down in my sessions with my clients.
Sure.
I hold my clients accountable. So are you going to continue that behavior?
Yeah.
But that behavior kind of counteracts.
Where's that taking you?
You're here with me in this moment. That's not going to help us reach our goal. Are we going to do something different? Do you get what I'm saying? You can't do that as a licensed professional counselor. I can do that as a generational healing coach because I have that flexibility. I have the latitude to do things in a way that I want to, not to be harmful to my clients at all, but that straightforward approach is extremely important to us digging in and getting to the core of these issues. I can't dig in. I can't. Let me help you draw your own conclusions. If we were able to draw our own conclusion, and again, nothing is wrong with therapy. I have been in traditional therapy.
Sure.
I just feel like for this particular niche of work, it has to be, the academic part, the experience, and the keeping it real part all combined.
All combined. Yeah.
I have to shoot from the hip with my clients when certain things arise, and I really have to be able to hold them accountable, and it helps tremendously. And the breakthroughs that come through when I'm in sessions with clients, and they're like, I didn't realize I was doing that. Oh, that is repeating.
And how have you found? In your experience, though, because here in the UK, right, it's interesting, breaking generational curses and looking at curses and looking at those issues, introspection, self-healing, all of that good stuff it's very taboo here in the UK. We don't really like to get into that stuff from a coaching perspective, let alone therapy, right? Do you find that similar with you in the States? Because I get the sense that people in the States are more open to this stuff. But I don't know, I could be just making assumptions.
I'm not saying that is not talked about, but I'll be honest, I don't see anybody doing what I do. I do see there are more conversations about generational healing and trauma, but I don't see anybody specifically saying, no, I am focused on pulling the rug from underneath, you know what I mean? The generational lies of it. That's what I just personally have not seen anybody this being what they do as a therapist. And that's why I'm here to fill the gap.
I have to second that.
People are still easing their way into being comfortable with the conversations. But I will say I'm on TikTok. Like, that is my primary platform. There's much more comfort on TikTok with being open about these issues. Now, see, we're on Instagram. Instagram is more pretty. We're just trying to, this is the highlight reel platform. On TikTok, people are, oh my God, my parents hate me. They've treated me like shit my entire life. I'm so sick of it. There's more comfortability with expressing those things.
Why do you think that is, Debbie? What's the difference between, why is it that TikTok, there is that people are willing to be more vulnerable in that regard?
It's less judgment. it's less judgment. Instagram, like Facebook, you know, there's going to be a lot of arguing on Facebook. Instagram, we know it's all about the look and the image. TikTok, everybody's like, I'm tired of trying to keep up both. Let's just be honest. Let's just keep it real. And then that's how you end up kind of, your tribe ends up finding you somehow on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's more of that soul family vibe. Like, ooh, I found my people. Ooh, they understand.
Yeah.
Oh, I can like talk about this. I know no one is going to care. I know nobody's going to judge me for it. And I can say whatever I want to. So it makes a huge difference. People aren't trying to keep up an appearance as much on TikTok, I feel.
Totally. Yeah, Matthew, I see you. He's put video versus stills. I hear you. Definitely. I think because for us, like I said, in the UK, totally different vibe in how people engage with this. I feel that we're very, in the UK, there's a stiff upper lip. We're very reserved around some of these issues and engaging with that. I know you mentioned a bit earlier that you started to kind of look at your own family, and looking at yourself to kind of start that process. I take it that's what's led you to doing this as a coach and doing this professionally. How was that experience for you climbing into that stuff in terms of your own family? You got me? You there? You there, Debbie?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh my gosh, I think you're cutting out, Debbie. Hold on. It's freezing a bit. Let's see what's happening. See, hopefully Debbie will come back. Hi, Debbie. You there? Cool. You can hear me? Yeah, I can see your thumbs. They look wonderful. I love it. It looks beautiful. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know. This is the over the pond connection. I can hear you now. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Did you hear what I asked? Because it literally. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I didn't get any of that, girl.
Okay. As long as you can hear me good. If you can't hear me again, you can always stop me. But what I was saying was, it was extremely painful because I had to go through my own process of healing, obviously, before I could help others. And it was extremely painful to face the fact that my family was extremely dysfunctional. The hard part in facing that was, it was always invalidated. And what I mean by it was always invalidated, I grew up feeling like I was crazy. Like, something's not right with my family. Something's not right. I don't think they're loving people. I don't think they're respectful. I think they're abusive people. But then it's always like, no, it's in your head. No, you're just too loud. No, you need to stop speaking up on things. And me being quieted and silence made me feel like, well, maybe this is how families are supposed to go. And then growing up and seeing other people with normal and functioning families in a healthy manner, and being able to compare and like, no, like something is wrong. So moving into that phase of healing and accepting something's awful about my family, that was very difficult to face. And that was hard, but I had to go through that difficulty in order to be able to better relate to others and figure out what tools would be most helpful to the healing process in general. I had to get down and dirty with it on my own, but it's extremely painful. But I see it now in my own clients. They experience that same pain because it's a tough thing to feel like the people that I'm genetically bound to ain't shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard because you want that, you know, Huxtable type family setup. You want that, but not everybody has that. And those who are blessed to have healthy families, it's really hard for them to see, what? Your family mistreats you? What? They intentionally try to diminish you? They abuse you? They can't wrap their minds around it. But for people who have had these same traumatic experiences, it's like, finally, someone who understands. Finally, I'm being heard. Finally, my feelings are validated. And that's been a huge part of my journey, having to kind of validate myself through it all. And that was really rough and tough. And I did not understand that for so long. And even with writing Residue and like letting out that personal experience, I was extremely afraid that people would mock me or would talk about me. And this was 3 years ago. I was really scared that people like, what are you talking about? Nobody goes through this. This doesn't make sense. And that ended up not being the case. People like, I've gone through the same thing. And I'm like, really? They're like, no one has ever said it. We're not allowed to talk about our family like this. I just want you to know I see you. And that's how it started in 2017. And now it's like, girl, and now people are more loud, like, yes, please help me,
Yeah.
get this together with my family issues. And it wasn't like that before.
But Debbie, how did you push through that? Because I mean, it's a huge undertaking, right? To get up, to climb into this stuff, to do this, and then to document it, to write about it. How, what what kind of support did you have in place to kind of navigate that? Because obviously a lot of that stuff would have been very triggering emotionally for you. How did you manage with all of that?
All right. First line of support was God, because God was
Yeah,
the one
amen.
pushing me to
Amen.
do everything. Honestly, I would not have done it if God didn't push me. And then my sisters and my very, very close friends were
Yeah,
also pushing me, because they are like spiritually aligned as well, because this has been a God project. Like
sure.
everything, even now and moving forward for me, is you have to do this. People
Amen.
need you. And it was just feeling like people aren't going to understand this. Are they really going to understand this message? It's so raw. It's so different. It's not what we typically talk about. How is this going to be received? So constantly being in prayer, honestly,
Hmm.
and receiving those divine messages and downloads, and then bouncing that off of my sisters. One sister in particular, hey Katrina, but one sister in particular, I would never forget. It was one of the last jobs that I worked, and I was feeling miserable there. And I felt so bogged down and overwhelmed. And I went out to the parking lot and I called her and I began crying. And I said, Tree, I know I'm supposed to be doing something else. I feel unfulfilled. I don't know what's going on. And she said, Debbie, you're supposed to be writing. You're supposed to be writing. You were supposed to write that book a long time ago. And I said, well, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. She said, just
Yeah,
take a notebook everywhere with you. And anytime you get a message, write it down. Just write. And that is how Residue was born. I actually still have that very same notebook from writing Residue, where I was just writing everything down while I would be at work, on my lunch breaks, and just writing
yeah,
until I could not pour out anymore. And it was support like that. Every time I felt scared, I feel scared. I feel so, I don't know what to do. I feel about pushed through. God, you're telling me to write this book. You're telling me to help people, but I feel crazy writing it. I feel embarrassed writing this. How am I going to get through it? They need you. They
yeah,
need you. Push through. They need, and it's like literally hearing that audibly all the
yeah.
time. You have to push
Getting
through.
that
People
confirmed
need
from
this. People need
friends.
this.
Yeah, your sisters being held accountable to the project. And also, I guess there's something quite cathartic about that as well, like quite therapeutic to be able to. I mean, I like to write. I journal quite a lot anyway, but I guess there's something also about kind of processing some of that stuff that's done through the art of writing and putting pen to paper, or getting your ideas and stuff out on paper, around your experiences as well. And how has that worked? Because I know you're a mum also. You're a mum, and I know you speak in terms of your YouTube channel. You speak very openly about the need to, particularly within the context of love languages. You talk a lot how about you recognize your different love languages and how you speak to your children and how we should normalize these conversations. So having gone through that journey of getting into this stuff for yourself and looking at your own family of origin that you grew up in, translating that to your current situation now, how has that kind of armed you, helped you, provided a resource to how you now view and engage with your own family?
Um, it is literally living every day, breaking the cycle with intention. Okay,
Yeah,
but without projecting my experiences on my kids at the same
yeah,
time. So it's like a balancing act. I'm not project like, oh man, I went through this and I don't want you to go through this, and being kind of fearful and having anxiety around parenting. It's more like, I wasn't affirmed. My feelings weren't validated when I was growing up. So let me make sure I shower my kids, knowing that
yeah,
they're loved. I was always silenced. You get what I'm, so when my kids have something to say to me, let me make sure that I'm listening to what they have to say. And I want them to know that they are heard and everything. When I see that you're passionate about something, let mommy figure out all the ways, even if it's not my lane, how can I nurture that passion of yours so that you can get more into it? It's just, I'm taking what I know I didn't receive and making sure I don't repeat those things, not
Sure.
projecting, but also looking at their
Wow.
individual personalities at the same time to make sure I give them what they need. And some people have told me or have asked me these questions on my TikTok, like, well, I feel like I would be a bad parent. People who have not yet had children, and I had that same struggle after I had my son.
Oh, because of their own experiences,
Exactly.
they feel,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah.
like,
They're not fit to be a parent,
exactly.
or they
Oh
won't
man,
be
because
able
my
to.
parents
Yeah,
treated me wrong. There's no
yeah,
way. There's no way I'm going to be able to be a good parent. And I
yeah,
struggled with that even after having my son, because I still had a lot of remnants of old habits and mindsets that still had not yet been broken. And I was like, maybe I'm ruining his life. Maybe I'm not a good mom. Maybe being a mom isn't for me per se, and just having to break that down. But that took me healing within in order
sure.
to finally be able to properly pour out as a mom. It's a real struggle. It's a real
Yeah.
balancing act. I haven't always been as great as I am. I've never been a bad mom, but
Yeah,
now it's like we're in the groove, we're in the flow. Like, no, my kids know I love them. I don't have to take those old insecurities into now and feel like,
yeah,
oh, I'm going to ruin my kids because of what
yeah.
I've experienced. It's like, no, because of what I've experienced, I'm well equipped so they never have to go through anything like what I did.
Yeah.
Ever. So it's just changing
Totally.
the narrative.
Yeah.
In a sense.
No, totally. And how does that work in terms of a coaching experience with you then? Because I would imagine, right? This stuff is really tough. So how do people, it's really challenging to so, oh, can you hear me? Is it
It's
delayed?
good
Can you
now.
hear me? Oh, you're there now. You're back, yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it delayed a bit. But what I was saying was, I know that this stuff can be really challenging to get into for ourselves, right? So how, to face, the families that you grew up in, to face those traumas, the feelings that unearths and unpicks for you, how do you move, yeah, from recognizing this stuff to saying, I need a coach, I need to work with Debbie, I need to sort this stuff out, I need to work through this. How does that happen? How do you move from that space to then want to talk about this and get help?
It's, me and my sister were actually talking about this the other day. I think it's
Yeah.
interesting. I don't even know it. I'm just going to say it the way it's coming to me. Honestly, people find me divinely. It is
Yeah, I hear
only
you.
when they're ready. I can't make it up. One of my clients from yesterday was like, I found you. God brought me to you. That's not the first time that's happened. Several of them were like, God brought me to you. Because in order to do the work that I'm doing you have to be ready.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be
100%.
dragging in. I'm not going to be pulling your teeth. I'm not going to be begging you to do, because this is for you. And most people that come to me are sick and tired. They are exhausted.
Yeah,
They are worn down. They're like, look, no one else is doing the type of work that you're doing. I know I don't want a regular therapist. I want somebody that's going to get down and dirty with me, where we can be supportive. I'm going to get that
yeah,
support I need, but also I know that they are not going to like let me off easy. Now
yeah,
that I'm here, they're going to make sure that we get to the root of these issues. And I want that level of accountability. I want that truth. I want that honesty, but I also want that validation that I have never been crazy and that my experiences are real. And this is what happened with me. And all of my people are ready. Every
yeah,
single one of them. They are ready. And they're like, oh, this speaks to me. Even my silly TikTok videos, they're like, relatable. I
yeah,
see her.
yeah,
That's exactly what it is. Yep. No one else, I haven't heard anybody else talking about this. She knows exactly what she's talking about, because
yeah.
I've gone through the same thing, and I don't think anybody else has been able to help me. Most of the people that I work with say, hey, I've gone to therapist and no session has been like this.
Wow, wow.
And that's just the
Wow.
honest to God truth. But I understand where they're coming from. Is somebody who has been in traditional therapy. I'm not knocking traditional therapy. I just understand that sometimes you really just want to get in there. You just really like,
of course.
let's peel back these layers. Like,
Where therapy isn't
let's rip off that
necessarily built
Band-Aid,
for that.
You know? And so sometimes you feel like the therapists are kind of dancing around the issues.
Mm,
It's like I've been dancing around stuff my whole life. I'm
mm,
tired of dancing around the topic. I want to
yeah.
get in it. You get what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah,
want you
of
to just
course.
listen.
Debbie, I think we got a bad connection, you know? Yeah.
Am I here? Are we good? I can see
I
you.
You can see me. I'm
Yeah,
literally, it's like you froze it. Okay, you're back now. We're
yeah,
gonna have this,
I
innit?
can see you good.
Kenny,
My
you can see me
Wi-Fi
good.
is
You were just like
strong.
freezing.
That's so weird. My Wi-Fi is strong. I got all the bars up.
Yeah, wow, this is weird. This is weird. Yeah,
They said
I
the
don't know, it's just
sound
one of
was
those things,
gone.
bandwidths, you know. Oh, sound has gone. Someone's made, yeah,
What about now,
because I,
Yaz?
Yaz, can you hear us? Okay, someone else has just joined. I'm just wondering if we can be heard still. Hopefully we
Oh,
can be.
Yaz said yes.
Yes, okay, cool. Yeah, thumbs up. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so no, I totally hear that. And with your, because you've written two books, haven't you? Is it
Yes.
two or three books? Yes, go on, show them, girl. So you got Residue.
Residue, surviving and
Yeah, cool.
overcoming the stains of generational curses and soul ties. And your facade is showing a divorcee's perspective on accepting relationship red flags the first time. And I'm working on my third book.
Wow.
This one is going
Okay.
to be the one. This third
Yeah.
book, y'all.
And what's this
It's
one?
taking me the longest to write. It's
Okay,
gonna be
and
so good.
what's the focus for this one? What's the kind of, where's it going without
This
giving
third
too
book
much?
is about spirituality, spiritual
Okay.
awakening, and it's called Unboxing God. And it is going to knock the socks off of those who are on their spiritual journey, who are doing away
Yeah.
with religion, and they're just focusing on that relationship with God, universe, creator, source, whatever title you want
Yeah.
to clap that makes you feel most comfortable.
I
It
love the
is
way you
going
do
to.
that, by the way. So I just want to say that I think it's brilliant. I love the way I was watching your videos and you do that a lot. The way, I love the connection to God, you know, His omnipotence, and also the way that you frame that in the lens that, you know, people have a different frame of reference for who that is. I
Yeah.
love the way you do that. It's so inclusive. It's so, yeah, it's so
I
encompassing. Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
Everybody
it's
don't refer
beautiful.
to God as God.
Yeah,
Everybody,
yeah,
God is the universe, God is the sun to some people. At the end of the day, guess what? It don't
yeah,
matter.
yeah,
We are
yeah.
all dealing with the same source, no matter what. It's all like it's billions of us, right? We cannot think billions of us, our own personalities.
Yeah,
We're in different parts of the world. We need our own unique and special ways to connect, but we're all
yeah,
connecting to the same sources just in a different way. And I respect that. And I
yeah,
completely understand it. But I grew up Southern Baptist where it was there's only one way and all the other ways are bad. And I
yeah,
was like, that doesn't make sense. How can every other way be bad when there's millions of us? People don't even have the same resources that we do all over the world. So because they
yeah,
don't happen to not have the same resource, that means that they can't be connected. That's
yeah,
kind of fucked up.
yeah, yeah,
But it's also not, for me, it's not true. If I had to slap a title on myself, if I had to, it would be universalist. I can
yeah,
see, us, it's just, us being together. It's community.
totally.
We're
But
interconnected in one way, somehow, some way.
definitely. And I like the way though, in terms of your books, I like the way that it's charting your own journey
Mm-hmm.
because I can see that it's almost representing each stage of
Mm-hmm.
that awakening, that connection. And I think it's great to kind of recognize that. And I'm getting the sense that obviously people that then pick up those books, that come and purchase those books and are able to read that, will be able to kind of embark on their own journey, so to speak, as part of it,
Mm-hmm.
as you've embarked on yours and gone on yours. So I think that's brilliant to hear. And I feel, at this stage with COVID, the pandemic and everything that's happening out there, how are people in terms of your coaching sessions and stuff? How has this influenced or impacted on people's engagement? Meaning, like, have you found that due to this lockdown, more people are rushing to unpack
And
this
here's,
stuff because they've had more
yes,
time?
and yes,
Yeah.
and I think the reason why is we're having to sit with ourselves more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in having to sit more, and on the spiritual tip, not to, I'm just saying, the veil spiritually is thin. So we're able
Mm,
to be more sensitive to what's going on spiritually as well. So when
sure.
we have that spiritual sensitivity, and it's coupled with the fact that we're having to sit with our stuff, even me personally, I've been having to
Yeah.
sit with my own stuff. I was doing shadow work earlier today. And I'm like, Lord, what
Yeah.
is this? But
Yeah.
so many things are being brought to the surface. And it's like, I need help with this. While I'm here, while these things are being brought to my attention, I need help getting through this. I'm going to need somebody to talk through this with me, as opposed to pre-pandemic. We're just in the hustle and bustle. We're just doing. We're
Yeah.
constantly
On
moving
the
all day,
on that
every day.
wheel, that hamster
Yeah,
wheel, just moving.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. But now being forced to sit, you're like, I can't just sit with these feelings unaddressed. I need somebody to help support me in raveling this jumble that's in my mind and smoothing it out so that I can have peace, that I move on properly.
Yeah. But I have to say, I really like, I like coaching because I think coaching is very much about in the now. It's very responsive to what's happening like I said, like you, I don't want to knock therapy because I remember there was a point where I wanted to train in therapy and in counseling. And I started to study, I engaged with it, and I thought this isn't really for me for the reasons that you outlined. You're sitting there, you become that blank canvas that people are just bouncing ideas off of. They're just bouncing this stuff around, not really necessarily feeling as though they're engaging with it. I still had a bit of an issue depending on what therapeutic approach you took on as well. There was some that I didn't really agree with. It just didn't sit right with me in terms of the approach to therapy. But I really like coaching. But I guess with a lot of this stuff as well, we got to be, I say we, but there's a sense of needing to be ethical about this as well, because people are coming with their crap, their shit, their stuff that they're struggling with. And I guess it's about, well, that needs to be held by the right person and the right people to support that process. Yeah. Because there's a lot of coaches out here. Not to say that, of course, this isn't reflective of you, Debbie, but I'm just saying there's loads of coaches out there that are proclaiming to be coaches. A lot of them are going through their own journey, and they're kind of projecting their stuff onto other people, through that, But it's just an observation that I made, but I think it's brilliant. But yeah.
No, I 100% agree. Me as a generational healing coach, I take it so seriously. And I don't think people realize, for me, I am held to such a standard with God. I cannot mess his people over. I can't do it. Even I wanted to. I got to sleep at night. I have to sleep at night. I'm not here to sow any negative seeds into anybody's life. I'm solely here as a servant to help the people. Amen. And everybody doesn't have that servant leader state of mind. This has been years of mental training, healing, and everything else to get to this point. Because I agree. Some people projecting their stuff on people. No, I have to sleep at night. When my
of course.
are done, I have, when my sessions are complete and my client is like, oh my God, thank you. I feel the weight lifted off of me. That's what I live for, those moments. I live for those breakthrough moments, those moments of clarity. Like, thank you. I don't know what I would do without you. I needed this in this moment. I feel like I can go on now. I feel like my clients have to leave.
Totally.
Have to.
No, of course, 100%. So if there were people, slight delay, but yeah, totally. And if there are people that are kind of listening to this conversation now, right? They're thinking about this stuff. They're thinking about, there's certain things that I recognize that's a part of my being. There's certain things in my behavior that I'd like to see change. I would like to see some shifts within this. I don't know how to. I don't know how to go about this. What tips would you be giving them? What advice would you be giving to people that are maybe in that place where they feel there's certain things that have hampered them and they want to see a shift?
Um, I would tell them to pick 3 things. What are the 3 things that you want to work on? And from there, if you want to do it in the self-healing way, well, where did these behaviors originate? What is my earliest memory of this
Wow.
feeling attached to this behavior? Because when you start attaching the feeling like, oh, I struggle with feeling anxious, maybe. You know, we can
Yeah,
just say anxiety.
sure.
What's your earliest memory of feeling anxious? Oh, I remember, when I was 7 years old and I was in the store and I picked up the wrong item and my mom yelled at me so loud and then I got flustered and my palms started sweating. And oh, so it started from feeling embarrassed. Oh, do you get what I'm saying? Like attaching your current behavior. What are you struggling with? Or, I feel like I have codependency and I'm tired of getting into relationships where I'm with emotionally unavailable people. I don't know where that started. But what is your first and earliest memory of being in a relationship with somebody who was emotionally unavailable? Well, my dad wasn't really around. And when he was around, he was in and out, but we didn't really connect. Oh, okay. Do you
Wow.
see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you got to start
So
asking yourself,
that
where does
root,
everything has a
yeah.
source of fruit?
Yeah, yeah, and taking them back to that point. And it's about, and I guess as part of your coaching, it's about supporting them in navigating that and
Yeah.
finding that, you
Yeah.
know. Do you ever find as part of the journey, do people ever freak out? Are they like, shit, I can't deal with this no more. I can't deal with this. I'm out of here. This is too much. Or does the truth ever become too tough to sit
It
with?
it hasn't. I think it's like I said before. I think it's because people are ready when they come to me. They're
Yeah,
not. They
yeah,
don't want to run at that point.
that's
They're
important.
very ready and they're committed to their healing process. Now I have had in sessions where clients would be like, "Oh my God, why am I like this? What am I doing? Why?" But that's when I step in and I say, "No, you're doing great because you're
Yeah,
here." I understand it may be a shock that we're bringing up these different behaviors or bringing up these different things, but you're here. You're here to get the healing that you need. So you're already light years ahead. You're not
sure.
dealing with this on your own. I'm here. I'm with you.
Yeah,
You're not alone, and just reassuring and affirming them
yeah,
that you're in the right place. Don't beat yourself up. I always tell them, take the box of gloves off to yourself. You're
yeah,
not your own punching bag. You don't need to beat
totally.
yourself up because I'm here to help you unravel and unpack those things so you don't have to carry the load anymore. The
Yeah.
awareness is what's going to help you keep things in check because now you're aware of the behavior, even though it's uncomfortable.
Now you can deal with it. And yeah,
Exactly. Now I'm like,
yeah,
but what is that? What is that we're seeing is going on? And like, oh
yeah,
my God, why am I like this? You're good. But
yeah.
you're
And
good because now you're aware. And now that you're aware, what are we doing? We're healing. We're stepping it out bit by bit.
of course. And I love also the resources that you have because you do have a whole bag of resources, whether it's in the literature, your books, whether that's, accessing you through your from your not your Instagram, your podcasts. You've got your YouTube channel. I do love the way that you have this variety of different ways that people can access you and get positive, affirming points of action for them, to kind of act upon. And I think that's brilliant. I mean, how can people, if people want to follow you, obviously we're on Instagram, so people can connect and follow with you here. But what would be the best way for people to get hold of the book or to order the book or to find out a bit more about your stuff? Do you have your website? Please do feel free to mention it and type it up there so people can
All
connect.
of my handles are at Debbie L. London,
Yeah,
DebbieLLondon. Everything is at Debbie L. London. And my website, DebbieLLondon.com. You'll find absolutely
brilliant,
everything that you need for my website. If you're here on Instagram right now, then just click that Linktree link and it will take you wherever you want to go. It's very simple,
brilliant, brilliant.
DebbieLLondon.com.
That's brilliant. That's excellent. And what's in the pipeline then in terms of future project? Well, we know you're working on your third book.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So there are people who come to me like, well, what if I want to heal on my own? Which I'm cool with that. I'm a self-healer. I totally get it.
yeah.
I have generational healing cards coming out. I am just
Oh,
waiting
cool.
on the sample I should get the sample in a week or two, and then I'm just going to make it live, and I will have a journal that goes along with that. And it will mimic what I give my clients to do for homework for those who want to heal on their own. So it's called Generational Healing Prompts, the cards that ain't a game. And
Brilliant.
I suggest, I put the instructions in there only to pull one card a day. You do not want to be doing multiple cards of these. That's too much heavy lifting mentally and emotionally. The cards have a question, and it's going to be a heavy question to help really dig in, like we were just talking about, to get to those layers, to figure out the source of these things. And it's going to be, 77 cards.
Okay. And did you say there was a book or a journal that accompanies that so they can work
there'll
through?
Be a journal that goes with it, and the title of the journal is just going to say, "It all ends here," meaning that everything that you've needed to work on, it is going to be left in that particular journal book from doing the journal prompts. But it's 77 cards. That's 2.5 months of work, to be honest, or more. But if you're doing it every day, that's 2.5 months of healing work. And I'm very proud of this deck that's coming out, because I have.
No, it sounds brilliant.
I think it's going to be pretty dope. I love it.
Of course, it sounds it. It sounds it. I think these cards are excellent. I mean, I'm not to make a comparison, but I know, there are a number of flashcards, which a lot of this stuff has come from the States. To be fair, anyway, I've seen a lot of the use of cards, even in terms of communication, when speaking with family members and loved ones, partners, intimate, significant others. People use flashcards as a way to reframe certain things, especially around communication. I think it's brilliant that we'll have these prompts, and you've got a journal that can help them to work through that stuff as well. At the same time, I think that's just brilliant. That's excellent news. So you've got the cards, you're working on your 3rd book as well. Anything else in the pipeline that's happening that you're working? I'm sure.
Those are my main and primary projects right now. I'm just trying to get the healing in people's hands as quickly as possible. But this deck of cards, it's probably one of my most proud projects, because I know that these are things that have actually helped my clients. These are questions that I give them for homework in reality that have caused them to dig deep in between our sessions, and I'm giving them to everyone. I feel like it's a real gift. Like, these are things I've used. These are things my loved ones have used to get through their journey as well. So I know that they work, and I'm very confident. And I don't know. I'm most proud of this deck of cards. I know it's really going to change the game for those who take it seriously.
And that's the thing that I really like as well. There isn't anything that you've asked people to undertake that you haven't done yourself, which I think is brilliant. So in terms of using the prompt cards and doing some of this stuff, it's not like people be like, yeah, Debbie, it's all right for you. It's tough out here. You're like, yeah, I know it's tough because I've been through it and I've been through this process. And I'm here at the end of it. And that's why I'm recommending it to you, which just sounds absolutely brilliant, Well, Debbie, we're coming to the end of our time, because usually when we start talking, this is what always happens. We start chatting, and everyone starts chatting. Everyone's like, yeah, this is great. And I think this has been absolutely brilliant in terms of the wisdom that's been shared, in terms of your knowledge. And I really do encourage people to connect with you and follow your work. I know I do. And I love what you're doing. I think it's brilliant. And I wanted to ask you, Debbie, what brought about the rebrand as well? That's something I wanted to, because there was a total, I saw it's like, okay, hey, I saw like haircut. I saw there was this nice coloring of the, I mean, it's all good. It's nice, but I saw there was like a change.
This phase of my spiritual awakening, honestly.
Okay.
Truly. And what this phase of my spiritual awakening has been is giving a fuck less, if at all, about what anyone thinks, because for years, and many of us can relate to the fact that we would be bound to either a society's norms or someone else's that was placed on us, and just feeling like we had to be boxed into a certain image. Like, you see me on my videos, I say whatever the fuck I want to say. And it's still well received. You get what I'm saying? The way I am right now in this moment, I'm the same way in my sessions with clients, and we vibe, and it works. It's just reaching a certain level of authenticity.
I think that's
and finally being in line, not being who I feel everyone
you should be,
but just being who I want to be. Like, I just shaved my head bald the other day. Don't somebody got a scarf on because it's cold. It's just, I don't know. Like, it's a part of my spiritual awakening journey. Just getting aligned with my highest and best self, and that's been just not caring about what people. The only opinion that matters is my own.
I love that. I love that about authenticity. I really do. And I can definitely see that there has been this unveiling, this awakening. Because like I said, we've been speaking for a couple years.
Yeah.
And like I said, seeing from before to now, I'm like, okay. I said, this is cool. Like, this is different. I said, I need to talk to Debbie about this, you know. But I think it's brilliant that, you know, you speak your own truth, you're comfortable with who you are, and you're open about who you are. And I think we can't do that enough. I think you're right. Society throws handcuffs on us, right? We're often told how we should act, even in terms of our faith. You know, there are certain expectations of how someone who's faithful or is a Christian or whatever, or devout or believes in a higher being should carry themselves and how they should look. And I think a lot of us get caught up in that, but it's great to see that you're living out your truth. It's glad to see that I'm happy to see that you're documenting it, and that's being written as well for other people to be able to learn and to find their own ways to unlock and open up stuff as well. I think it froze again momentarily there, but I'm back now. I think you're back as well. I just think it's brilliant, Debbie, you know? Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. I can see you. You there, Debbie? Yeah, hi, hello. Still there? The connection's been a bit crazy on this call, you know? Yeah, you're good. You're good. You can hear me. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, cool, cool. But I just wanted to say a massive, uh, yeah, you're brilliant. Yeah, totally. And I just want to say this was long overdue. We got to do it again sometime, you know? We got to do it again. We got to have another conversation like this because I think you're super cool. And, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, keep spreading the gospel in your own unique and wonderfully beautiful way that you're doing it,
Yeah. I will
you know?
absolutely do that. I appreciate
Yeah,
you for having me.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. And for anyone that's just tuned in or is connecting with us, I mean, you know, Lounge Academics, we create these spaces. I mean, what our platform is all about is having conversations with different people from different walks of life and that have different experiences and just shining a light on that and having a dialogue about this because I think dialogue is so important. You know, we don't have enough spaces for us to talk about some of this stuff. And this is something that I'm realizing, you know, this is why when we look at some of the things that's happening around the world, whether it's, you know, what's happened due to George Floyd, or you're looking at the impact of COVID on certain families and certain communities, I feel we don't really have the spaces to kind of work through some of this stuff, you know? We just don't. We're just like you said, we're on that hamster wheel and we're just running. We're running constantly and we haven't got a chance to do that. Ah, brilliant, Yaz. Yes, it's very inspiring, Debbie
Thank
London.
you
Oh, thank you,
so much.
Yaz. And I inspiring to you too, Yaz, you know? You got to share that. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about Debbie, you know? No, joking. But yeah, definitely. Definitely. But like I said, we got to keep doing this, Debbie, because what you're doing is excellent. And like I said, I'll say it again. I can't wait for when you come to London. When are you coming? Because do you remember we had the, yeah.
I would love to be
Well,
in London.
I don't know if now's the best time, but
No, like
given
when
we're
it warms up, honestly, I hate the cold
yeah,
personally, but like when it warms up, like I would absolutely, I would love to. I would love to come to London.
yeah,
It's a
definitely. It
fun
would be great.
place.
Have you been to London before? Have you ever come over?
No, I
You've never been
have not.
UK? Okay.
No. But
No,
I
I've
will let me
seen,
say this really quick.
yeah.
I love the UK. Outside of people here in the US, UK shows me so much love. I have clients in the UK. Like y'all show me
Really?
a lot. Yes, y'all show me a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
love. And I am so, so grateful for that. Like
Oh, that's brilliant.
seriously. Y'all show mad love. Y'all do.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's brilliant.
Well,
That's
I
great
wanted
to
to
hear,
let
you
you
know.
know that I did agree with you on the tip of the religion and how it makes us feel that we can't do things or say things
Yeah.
or be who we want to be. Yes, my details are at Debbie L. London on everything. That's Twitter, TikTok, here on Instagram. And my YouTube is Debbie L. London. And my...
Everything's Debbie L. London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's brilliant. Yeah, we could totally. Yeah, because we it's about 4 o'clock, coming up to about five where you are. Yeah, it's about five because I think we're about 5 hours ahead of you. Um, and thank you. I just think thank you for adjusting your schedule as well to be with us because I know it's not easy. Yeah, because this is working time. Okay, people are telling us Debbie's frozen, but they can see my beautiful face. That's what I'm being told. But Debbie's frozen. But and the sound has gone again. Oh, I don't know what this is. The connection's bad. I mean, Debbie, what would be really great, right? Because we're gonna do some. I think it would be really cool. You back? You back, Debbie? It's kind of there's no sound from your guest. Everyone can hear me, um, which might not be a bad thing. You know, you might want to hear my voice, but you've come here to hear Debbie. But people can't hear Debbie. It's just proper. The connection's bad, it seems, and because people are complaining that they can't see or hear you. Well, yeah, you're frozen. Videos and stills. Yeah, no sound. This ain't good. But I mean, we can sign. We could do a sign kind of thing. Do smoke signals. I don't know. But I just wanna no. I just wanna say they're saying they can. I can hear you, KJ. Yeah, and I'm sure you can hear me. We doing, Debbie? You're just moving side to side. I could just see this purple thing with glasses moving. But Debbie, I just yeah, your sound is totally gone. Can't hear you. But Debbie, I just want to take this time to say thank you. It's been emotional. You know, now I can. Yeah, now I can. Just a bit. Just a bit. But we wanna just say thank you for joining us. It's been great. We've got to do this again. Um, maybe we'll do it on another platform. I think we could do like a Zoom hookup or something like that, or have a later conversation in another way. Um, but I think at this moment the bandwidth ain't working for us, you know. Um, but it's been great. It's been great. And I don't know, do you want to say, is there any last few words that you might want to leave with our audience, if we can hear you? Oh, it's gone, Debbie. It's totally gone. Can't hear you. Debbie! Debbie L. London. I don't know why me repeating your. So you, yeah, it's cutting in and out. Oh, Debbie, man. Yes. Yeah, yeah, Yaz is crying. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's cutting out bad. Um, well, yeah, please again, this is a well-needed conversation, you know. So everyone, yeah, it's just cutting up for whatever reason. But look, still no sound they're saying. But Debbie, look, we'll do it again. We've got to hook this up again. But it's been great. This has been so cool. I could see your mouth moving, but there's no sound, you know. But it's been great, Debbie. If you can hear me clearly, we love you. It's been great to have you on. It's been brilliant. It's been emotional. Keep breaking those generational curses. Keep helping people. Keep inspiring. Keep bringing the good news. We love you here in the UK. And we look forward to doing this again. All right? La la love, girl. Okay?